It started with a doorway that meant nothing, just a simple entrance. Paint slightly faded, wood worn down by time. People passed through it every day without stopping, without looking twice. To them, it was only a doorway. But to me, it felt like an empty page, waiting for a story. Late one night, when the house was silent and the world outside had gone to sleep, I stood in front of it. And suddenly a question came to my mind. What if this doorway could lead somewhere else? Not just to another room, but to another world. A world filled with magic. That was the moment Diagon Alley entered my home. I grew up watching Harry Potter, dreaming of hidden places only true believers could find. A brick wall that opens when you know where to knock. A street invisible to ordinary eyes. A place where magic lives quietly, waiting to be discovered. As an adult, life had become practical. Schedules, bills, responsibilities. Magic slowly faded into memory, but standing there that night, I realized something important. Magic doesn't disappear. We abandon it. So I decided to bring it back. The transformation didn't happen overnight. It started with imagination. I closed my eyes and pictured the bricks of Diagon Alley. Crooked, old, uneven, full of history. Walls that had seen generations of witches and wizards. Shops hidden behind shadows. Secrets carved into stone. The next day, I began. Brick by brick, the doorway started to change. Not perfectly aligned, not polished. Because magic is never perfect. Every line I painted felt like a spell. Every shadow I added felt alive. The doorway stopped looking modern. It started looking ancient. Forgotten. Magical. As days passed, something strange happened. I wasn't just transforming the doorway was transforming me. Time slowed down while I worked. The noise of the real world faded away. There were moments when I felt like I wasn't building anymore. I was remembering. Remembering a version of myself that believed in wonder, that believed impossible things could exist behind ordinary walls. One evening I stepped back and looked at it. The doorway no longer belonged to my house. It belonged to Diagon Alley. The bricks looked as if they could shift at any moment. The shadows felt deep, as if secrets were hiding inside them. If you stared long enough, you could almost imagine shop signs flickering to life. I stood there in silence, and then something unexpected happened. For just a second, I forgot where I was. I could hear soft footsteps echoing down the alley, the sound of coins clinking inside hidden shops, the distant murmur of voices discussing spells and potions. I imagined a young wizard walking past me, nervous but excited, about to buy his first wand. I imagined old bookshops filled with dusty magic. I imagined the air itself glowing softly. This doorway had become an escape. Not an escape from life, but an escape into imagination. Friends and family saw it later and smiled. Some laughed, some took pictures, but a few stood quietly, staring. And I knew why. Because deep down, everyone misses magic. This doorway reminded them of something they lost along the way. A time when the world felt bigger. When mystery existed. When imagination mattered. People often say magic exists only in movies and books. But that's not true. Magic exists wherever creativity is allowed to breathe. Magic exists wherever someone dares to build something, just because it makes their heart feel alive. This doorway didn't change my house. It changed how I see the world. Now, every time I walk past it, I'm reminded that ordinary places can hide extraordinary worlds. That creativity is a form of magic. That belief is the strongest spell of all. Because sometimes you don't need a train to Hogwarts. Sometimes all you need is a doorway, and the courage to imagine what lies beyond.